running wild, trying to find more money, more time to fix the last, make it alright. It ain't easy going through this life, blinded by false light, feeling dead inside. But there's hope for wrongs to be made right, long as we can stay moving collectively today. All we want, all we need, all we ever really needed was you. All we ever really needed was you. Ooh, ah. Another year, another tear, another word, another ear. Wisdom only speaks to understanding that can't hear. Even by only seeing makes the vision unclear. High tides of love will flood, and countless families one. All we want, all we need, all we ever really wanted was you. All we ever really needed was you. You, Atlas, you. Ah. I'm changing my name. I'm changing my name to Atlas Apollonius. I'm changing my name, y'all. I'm changing my name to Atlas Apollonius. That's what my name gonna be. Atlas Apollonius. Watch. Watch when I put in for this name change. Atlas Apollonius. Yup. And you don't know what you're gonna do, and you gotta know. Maybe at the spot they go for you, away for you, yeah, they fuck with you. And you got good news, they went with you. Got your different views. Y'all tap the screen. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Hit that like button. We in motion and they can't stand it. Hey, we got real motion and they can't fucking stand it. We got real motion and they can't stand that we got motion. They don't like that we in motion. They don't like that everything we say actually match what we're doing, right? They don't like us moving with love and, you know what I mean? Like, they doing anything to corrupt it. And just in case y'all needed an update on Freeman, is probably why they haven't contacted him. Freeman has been in the hospital for a couple of days now. I don't know what the conditions are, you know. Feels like he can't breathe. Probably his legs swole up, you know, plus the drugs that he was putting in his nostrils. So that probably plays a factor on his lungs. I'm not sure, you know, all the details. But Freeman is in the hospital. We are no longer in that area. We are actually headed back towards, you know, the other place in North Carolina, you know. Since this journey has become a little bit so what we're going to do is we're going to drop 7 off. Well, we're at 7's mom's house now. Y'all probably hear that loud ass train in the background sooner or not. Uh, but yeah, we're gonna drop 7 off, and then I'm gonna see what Nasir want to do. Nasir might, I don't know. Nasir got options, so I'm gonna see. I'm gonna talk to him today and see what he want to do. Most likely, he's gonna want to go back and hang out with his friends. His birthday's coming up on the 23rd. He's turning 18, so you know he's gonna want to go kick it with his friends. Understandable. Um, but for the most part, like, I want y'all to think about this. All the false narratives that was spent on our journey. All the false narratives that was spent. First, it was, oh, it looked like they might have targeted you. It looked like they want your land. It looked like they looked you up and they found you and they want your land. That's proven to be falsified with receipts, right? The conversation about what he wanted out there or what he wanted done out there has been recorded, and y'all was with us when we went out there the first time. The fact that they ran with a story that we've been living there since May is asinine and redundant within itself. No, they said March. And everybody knows, just based off of my YouTube timeline, everybody knows that's a lie, right? But they still ran with that narrative that we haven't been paying since March, right? She didn't get there to May. I didn't get there to June, but it's okay, right? It's all right. Now, this is why the Bible says, do not touch my anointed, right? No one down here really knows who's anointed and who's not anointed. That's why you're supposed to treat everybody as if they are Christ, right? The Bible says, how can you love me who you have never seen, yet hate your brother who you see every day, right? So we're supposed to treat everyone as if they are Christ, or as if you see the Christ in them, right? This is where the term namaste comes from. This is why I say namaste, is because namaste is the God in me recognizing the God in you. What's going on from Australia? Love is love. Namaste. Ashe. Salutations. Shalom. Peace. I actually got a real good friend of mine that's from Australia, and he's on TikTok. He actually got like a dating site out there. I gotta look it up. I forget the name of the dating site, but he's a real good friend of mine on TikTok. Back in like 2020 or 2021, I made one of his videos go viral, and his name's Eggbait. I don't know if you Eggbat, Eggbat. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, but he goes by Eggbat, and he's actually like pretty. He goes out there, all the party scenes and everything like that. He's got like a dating application that he put out there. I think y'all got like a dating application that he just now created. I don't know, real. Um, but yeah, so that was a bust. You know what I mean? Whatever they was trying to do with that whole situation, that was a bust, right? So now we're watching different variations of things, and I want y'all to remember, this all stems from the ADIC situation. This all comes from that ADA situation, right? Because remember, when the ADA situation came out, that's when we started reminding them of shit, right? That's when we started reminding them, right? And when we started reminding them that they were grifting. We started pointing out Jaguar Rights nonprofit organization, right? We started pointing that out. The fact that 70% of it does not go back into the nonprofit part, because you got to be using 70% to put back in order to say it's a nonprofit. If you are benefiting from majority of the finances coming into a nonprofit, then it's not a nonprofit, right? So I can't wait till the feds investigate that, right? I can't wait till the feds investigate Jaguar Rights money laundering. I can't wait till they get her phone and look at the text messages on Messenger, right? Messenger text messages alone, Jaguar Wright is a criminal, right? If you read her messages on Messenger, right, it shows that she's running a secret organization, right? If they get her emails, it shows that her and Wolf Coochie has not only been manipulating emails, but they also have been sending out falsified emails, pretending to be other people, and also, sending out emails, and they've been hacking people's phones. We'll get into that part later, right? So once they get into it, they're literally going to see that, oh snap, this person is running a criminal enterprise via the internet. For real, once they really look into Jaguar Wright and Wolf Coochie and everything that they're doing, they're going to see that people need more protection online now, right? I don't know if we can sign a petition to try to get like some sort of online policing going, where I know they got companies with buildings in it where people are scanning accounts, seeing what the hell is going on, see who's beefing with who and all of that shit. You know what I mean? Cheers. What's going on with you, Franks? So I know they doing all of that. So why they don't got a group that's looking into all of this, grifting, all of this stuff, right? These people are working with people from Nigeria, right? These people are getting your social security number, getting your email, sending it over to hackers and stuff like that, who's hacking your account, so on and so forth, right? A lot of y'all might not even know that y'all got, a substantial amount of money coming out y'all account. Everything is auto pay. So you might not notice the $10, the $14 here and there, so on and so. This is a swipe or no swipey type scam, right? This is why you back up everything, but when you go through somebody's Patreon, right, you're volunteering to open your information to outside entities, right? So when she's saying like, oh, go to my Patreon or go here, right, it's accumulating the evidence that you're putting, especially if somebody hack your phone, if somebody hack your laptop, and you're sitting there putting stuff in, and they're found a way to share your screen. They're seeing everything that you're putting in, right? Next thing you know, you got emails from banks and stuff like that. You click on the link, it's some bullshit, right? So you gotta be careful with who rooms you sit in. I know it's a lot of older people that are in Jaguar rights sector, a lot of older people in Jaguar rights sector. You guys might not know that, how the internet works, right? But it's all based on data farming, right? Data farming, right? So all these people are doing a data thing. You know what I mean? They're doing a data thing. Yes, you're right. YouTube doesn't care, but it's not for YouTube to care. YouTube is just a provider. YouTube is just a platform that is providing space to people. YouTube don't care. They got too much stuff to try to figure out as opposed to actually policing the profile. I mean, the application, right? So the best thing that you could do is form a subgroup, right? That's the best thing you can do, or the best thing we can ask YouTube to do is sign a subgroup on that is actually, that will actually help, keep up with the madness and so on and so forth. That you would have to sign on like a subcontract or something. I don't know if there's any, people out there that actually do that, but I think there should be like a group of people that actually subcontract out to some of these applications, to where as though their job is to find the chaos, find the madness, and then properly report it to YouTube to get the page terminated. I think they need a team like that. And they probably need a team like that for TikTok too. And probably some of these games that our kids are on, Roblox. You need a team for Roblox to find the adults on there that's saying inappropriate stuff to our kids, right? We need a team of people that is actually, on social media, helping to keep social media safe. We don't have that. If it is, we can't find it, because if it was a team actually helping to keep social media safe, how controversy selling so much? If we supposed to be carrying ourselves by a higher standards or a higher code of conduct, if the rules of of YouTube or TikTok states that we are not allowed to do this bullying stuff, how do we see so much bullying? If the rules of YouTube states that we are not allowed to do X, S, Y, and Z, why do we see so many people building hate pages, right? And then the people that actually push out knowledge and wisdom and understanding, their pages get attacked. But the people who put out the negative and all the effed up stuff, they seem to be flourishing, right? So something ain't right. We need a group that's protecting this stuff. Y'all gotta help me get them likes up. They done pushed us out the algorithm enough. Hey, listen, they done lied on our name enough. They done said that we was doing this, we was doing that, and all of it is fictitious. All of it is fictitious. So if you know that all of it is fictitious, and that's why none of their followers really go to nobody's pages to check, because they already know the content creator that they're following is a liar, right? So all of these people that's in the Jaguar right sector, they base their whole life off feelings and emotions. They don't have logic. They're not logically going to see for themselves. They're not logically taking their own discernment. What they're doing is saying like, oh, I favor you, I like you, I follow you. Therefore, whatever you say, I'm going to believe, right? This is why disinformation needs some sort of governing, right? Because the level of disinformation right now that's being pushed out there, it's so high, it's affecting the people that's in poverty. How can that be? How can that be? I don't live that type of life where people should want to go out and try to put a lie on me, right? I don't live the type of life where people should, I'm not engaging with these people in my physical life. So how are we, social media influencers, content creators, so on and so forth, but people want to affect your physical life, bring charges up against you, try to paint you out to be an pedophile and so on and so forth. It's because if you notice, a lot of these people that's on YouTube, they already signed up for some bullshit. They already signed up for some bullshit. That's why they're getting the kids to come to their page, right? They want the youth, right? Remember, we slowed Jaguar writing them down completely. We pointed out the fact that Jaguar was sending people through, other people. Oh yes, grace. And once they find out the frequency that lives in your throat, so on and so forth, right? We found out that she was going to try to sell autistic-based toys, right? Trying to attract the youth, right? We found out that she was going to try to do SMARs or whatever they call it, trying to get the spectrum base, right? So we know if Jaguar is targeting the spectrum base youth, then that means Jaguar is controlling a lot of spectrum-based adults right now. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Spectrum-based adults. You can literally, through repeated repetition, you can literally, alter their reality or alter their way of thinking by constantly selling them a story, right? To where as though they would start believing it. Because if you think about it, like, look at how she did her youngest son. Look at how she did her son, right? How she did her youngest son. You could tell that he's, Asperger's or something like that, right? And you could tell by the way that she's, dealing with people from, SIP to Goomba, you know what I mean? Even Wolf Coochie. Wolf Coochie out here looking like, I'm every woman, it's all in me. He keep on saying he gonna pull AT2 skirt up. You know what that means? If you pull somebody's skirt up, that means you gonna F them, right? So he keep on screaming, I'm gonna pull AT2 skirt up. I'm gonna pull AT2 skirt up. I'm gonna pull AT2 skirt up, right? This is why I say, man, y'all gotta pay attention to this world. This world is stranger than fiction. This world is stranger than fiction. Listen, these people so bullshit. These people so bullshit. They can't even keep it real. When a motherfucker when they run across somebody and they say, "Yo, you gotta just keep it real." Listen, if you go back to the conversation when Wolf pulled me up on his panel, right? Go back to that conversation when he pulled me up on his panel, right? I want y'all to pay attention to how it happened, right? One, when you go up on Wolf panel, anytime you go up on Wolf panel, right? This is how they trick you. I want y'all to pay attention to this, right? When you go up on a panel, you can never go up on a laptop, on a desktop, right? From StreamYard, right? They always send it to your phone. You have to log into their StreamYard. You have to log in through your phone, right? So they always pull you up through the phone, right? This is how they get into your devices. So when they send you a link, they sending you a link to your phone, right? So they'll send you the link to your phone, right? Because I tried to click on that link through my laptop. You can't get in. You can't get into it through your laptop. You have to go into it through your phone, right? But I want y'all to go back and listen to the conversation and how Wolf Coochie tried to alter that conversation, right? When we started talking about chakras, right? And rituals, right? Wolf Coochie say, yeah, but sex is one of the rituals. That's your rights. You know that, right? You know that sex. That lets you know right there that they're stuck in the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is what is known as the prostitute that sits by the waters, right? If you go into the book of Revelations, it says that, there's a prostitute that sits by the water. This is a representation of one of the chakras because this is where all your guilty pleasures is at. That chakra corrupted all the other chakras. That's why that chakra, the sacral chakra, keeps you in your root chakra, right? They know this. They know the power of, hormones, right? And they're manipulating the power of other people's hormones, right? This is why their conversations always used to lead to sexual innuendos. It always has some sex. If you look at all of them, from the Knot to Storm Monroe, all of them always try to give you a visual of them naked or some idea of how they do it, or whatever the case may be. They always try to implant that in your head, right? And if you look up how this world works, only through a certain amount of repetitions do something become true. So when you're repeatedly putting the idea of lust into the minds of the multitude, what y'all think gonna happen? What y'all think gonna happen? That means that person is building with, sexual tension. And that's where sexual frustration comes in, when you're, hormonal frustration, so on and so forth. It's because that's what they're inspiring into you. Like if you come over here to our page, like, you're going to get some knowledge, some wisdom. We going to laugh. You know what I'm saying? You're going to feel some love, and you're going to feel inspired when you leave this page, right? You're going to be like, damn, I feel like I need to pick up a book. I feel like I need to learn something. Damn, he dropped some jewels in there, right? When you go to these other people's pages, they just showing you all the low vibrational stuff. You gonna walk away feeling like, damn, I just seen them eat and let me grab something to eat, right? You gonna be like, damn, they pushing out so much hate. It's only a matter of time before it takes effect on your life, where you start disliking stuff, you start looking at stuff. It's like somebody always around you complaining about school. After a while, school gonna start looking fucked up to you too. You're gonna be like, damn, you right, man, this school is bullshit. Like, or think about it. how we want summer to come. So for the last like week, 2 weeks of school, like it's like school gets on your nerves for the last 2 weeks because you're yearning for that summer to come. You know what I mean? So now you're like, oh man, you got to control your feelings and emotions. Even like, think about it. If you put in a 2 weeks notice at a job, for the 2 weeks that notice is in, everything is frustrating you at that job because you know you're not supposed to be there because you put in your 2 weeks notice already. So you like, man, I already put in my 2 weeks. This shit, I ain't got to do none of this shit. This shit is like, hey, y'all make sure y'all get the likes up. Let's get those likes up. This is my job. From TikTok to YouTube to Twitch to Kick. You big creators of nonsense, content of self-importance, hate spreading to no end, level emptiness, no substance. Stop hogging the spotlight and just share that shit. You make it Wayne, make it Wayne. Oh, lucky. Algorithms don't move us. We move to rhythm of truth in us. Hating on love in your sleep. Time is up, now we numbers deep. One love in multiple forms. Vibrating contrary to norms. Creating waves worldwide. Elevating frequencies high. From TikTok to YouTube to Twitch to Kick. Get with it, we built it, you can't flip the dip it. From TikTok to YouTube to Twitch to Kick. Get with it, we built it, you can't flip the dip it. You can't flip the script. Whoa, you're having that trip. Get with it, built it. You can't flip the dip it. These people don't understand. Stop trying to hog the spotlight and share that shit. Ralph DaWise, talk to him. We built this. To the moon. To the moon, Alice. You like to talk a lot of smack. You spy and lie, you boast, always gotta do the most behind my back. When you're faced with all the facts, you switch right up, you don't remember all of that. Showing off like you're in a pageant, bragging on about your status. Little do they know there's a real dark method to your madness. All the hate you brew inside, tragic. From a monster to the victim, play the role so well, dramatic. Is that it? Moving on, now it's time for me to work with my magic wand. You're no match for me on the power of my tongue. Let me show you how it's done. I can terrorize you for fun. Demon be gone. You're a narcissist, can't hide it when it shows. Tied down by your traumas, and now they won't let you go. You're a narcissist, a reaction is your aim. I'll just give you nothing, watch you lose at your own game. You're a narcissist, it's always your way, it's your lane. Doesn't matter what I try to say, deny. You want what's mine, try to bring me down, try to take me out, but you can't steal my shine. Why you gonna start a fight? No rules, never can you lose, no clue to why you always gotta be right. Tell me why you're so uptight. If it's all for show, gotta let you go, gotta let you go. Can't dwell on it your whole life. Get back, I don't want you static. Nothing but a drama addict. Those repeated cycles. I have studied all your habits, but the way you stare at me, you savage. Try to pawn your pain on me. Return to sender. Moving on. Now it's time for me to work. Wave my magic wand. No more dragging me through the dirt. Teach you right from wrong. Run you like a marathon. Once that your turns to karma, you're done. Demon be gone. You're a narcissist. Can't hide it when it shows. Tied down by your traumas. I can't wait till the facts are. Listen. I want to see. I want to show y'all the falsitude of YouTube. I want to show y'all how all these people play in your face. They keep on telling you that they are the ones who's putting the truth out there. They putting the truth out there. They're the ones putting the truth out there, right? But then when certain variations of truth is there, they act like they cannot see it. They want to act like they can't see it. They want to act like it's not happening, right? Oh man, there's so much that's about to reveal itself in August, man. So much about to reveal itself in August, man. It's about to be crazy how much, revelations. So much revelations is about to happen. Like, can you? And that's why I say, like, all we got to do is pay attention.
Hey, look at that shit.
This?
Yeah. I smell the feet in the fucking air. All you do is think smart. Think smarter, Freddy. Don't be no fool. That's what they want you to do. So you can hold off.
That's what y'all trying to get? That's why ain't nobody playing this? Why they not playing this?
I want the rest of my shit down here, and I want it down here now.
Why they not playing this?
You keep fucking around as long as you want.
Everybody say they go to his Facebook. Everybody say they want and they did their research. Everybody keep on saying that they want and studied the situation. And they keep on acting like ain't no evidence out there. There's nothing out there to go look at. It just seems like this. But why don't nobody go here? Huh? Why don't nobody go here? Heareth. Huh? Why ain't nobody going heareth? So they can hear how deranged this person sounds on his own page. That he literally did this for fucking clout, clickbait, to try to look cool on fucking Facebook. That's why he was recording it for Facebook, right? Live, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning on Facebook, right? Why ain't nobody go there? Huh? All these people on YouTube saying that they bringing y'all the truth, that they're reporting y'all the truth, right? But nobody went there, right? And let's think about this. In order for you guys to say that we were squatting, we would have to be actually fucking squatting, right? The fact that we got the U-Haul, moved her stuff up out of there, went to a different location, right? Because we were actually up there doing something different. But y'all don't want to report that, right? Y'all don't want to tell that story, right? The fact that we are no longer there, the fact that I'm literally in a whole nother state tells you that what they saying is fucking bullshit, right? The fact that someone is still there taking care of his animals while he's in the hospital tells you that what they telling you is fucking bullshit. Nobody wants to report how bad this dude's health really was. That's why I say black people always fucking ignore mental health, right? But nobody really wants to report that, right? His family is saying, like, for the last couple of months, things has been strange, and he's been reporting strange, acting strangely, right? They asking, like, why are you selling this? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Because he started, selling the goat, the meat, everything like that. He said he was on a mission from God, all this other stuff. I'm just finding this out from their family, from his family. You know what I mean? Because they're trying to find out what's going on too. Right? But they not reporting none of that shit. They just wanted to bring you some fucked up shit about how to not support a content creator on here. That's all the fuck they wanted to bring you. Reasons not to fucking support what we doing, right? But we really helping people in the physical world. In the physical world. Sometimes with money, sometimes without money. Yeah, we don't have the funds to actually move how we want to move, so we help people the best way we can, right? But we are, what they say, boots on the ground. We are actually in the physical world, going to people's places to help them to So, you know, think about that. Think about that. And see, they wanted to ignore, oh, let's just get him on the phone and talk to him. But nobody wants to point out that even the things that he was saying said that his mind wasn't right, right? He wasn't even telling y'all the right story, telling y'all that it was two people. She's had a daughter that was down there that was 18, so on and so forth. That's a lie. So why didn't they give y'all the truth? That's what y'all need to ask yourself. All y'all out there believing these stories, why didn't they really bring y'all the truth? Let's listen to some of it.
See what the fuck happened? Got the boys rolling up here. Look at that. Come here any minute.
So this is 1 o'clock in the morning. He's saying, oh, I got the boys coming over, right? He's talking about the police. He's calling and having a meeting with the police. The police said that they were calling him, that he was calling them so much. Like the police said that they would call him. The daytime police said, oh yeah, we get so many phone calls from this guy, right? He's calling them 1 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I got the boys coming over right now. Let's see what happens. Da 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 da. He putting a whole little play together, right? That's why I say the world is one big stage.
Imagine how much of my shit they got down in that room. What's this story gonna be? You want to play dirty dog and take a motherfucking man's medicine? Wait till I figure out what the fuck they've been doing to me.
See, they didn't want to show y'all this because the man is sitting here with a whole bunch of shit on his nose. That's probably why none of them played that shit, right? That's probably why none of them played it, because he's literally sitting on his Facebook Live with a bunch of shit on his nose, sitting here trying to make up a lie and a story about how we stole his wallet and his credit cards and put out, you know, he tried to say I had my hands in his pants and all types of shit. They not reporting none of that. Why? Why are they not reporting none of that? Right? And if somebody did do all of that, why didn't he report that to the cops? They came out there 4 times. Here he is having a conversation saying, yeah, the boys are on their way at 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, check the dates. Check the dates. Check the dates. And you got to ask yourself, why would they skip over the fact that this dude is not in the right state of mind? Why are they skipping over? Is the hate that they got for our page, our collective, our support, is that hate more than actually helping people? What do they this is how you know they don't give a flying fuck about people, right? Clearly something is wrong with this person. And no, we couldn't just run off in the middle of the night. We couldn't just leave in the middle of the night. Not with such allegations put on somebody, right? Why would we run in fear, right? And let him put all of these false allegations talking about we stealing his pants and putting cameras around his house, and whenever he puts something down, we are taking him. And why would he lie and say he's going to, like, I wasn't about to run from this. I wasn't about to run from a bunch of lies and let somebody go ahead and paint a whole story. I wasn't about to leave that fucking state with these lies and allegations. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. So yes, we did it the proper way. We put the paperwork in the proper way. We're still waiting for certain paperwork, right? But for the people that's on YouTube, for the content creators that's actually in the Jaguar right sector, whatever the fuck you want to call this sector, right? Why didn't y'all report the truth? Y'all keep saying that y'all report truth. Why didn't y'all report the truth? Oh, no updates. No updates. You don't want to give no updates about how this man is in the hospital right now, right? You don't want to give no updates about how they're actually doing mental evaluations on him right now, right? You don't want to give no updates, right? Okay. We'll keep y'all updated.
Makes no fucking sense now, does it? If you're in fucking pain and you get off your feet, so you slept, it's in the morning. You might be hurting a little later. But at the very least in the morning, right? You're supposed to feel fresh, not giddy. Oh no. In the morning it's been so fucking painful getting rolled off the couch. Can't lean up all the way from the back of my fucking middle of my back. Right where they were shoving it fucking rod down it. You got the what you call it? Pray later. But this girl said you ain't supposed to hate.
Listen.
This one's getting tough.
Listen to what he say.
So you're gonna have to fix me on this one, guys. I pray later. But this girl here, she's got to go. She got to take her off this planet. You know what she's doing. Take her home.
Take her off this planet. Listen, y'all talking about somebody trying to, you know, insinuate fear on somebody. Somebody's trying to be narcissistic. Somebody trying to, like, he exhibit all these things, right? He say, I suggest you talk to God, and I suggest you tell God not to say shit to me. Like, come on. Why they not breaking down none of that stuff? Why they not breaking down? That's kind of like the same thing the McDonald's slasher said, right? That's the same thing the McDonald's slasher said. For, you know, angels? And he said, no angels, don't listen to her. Like, that's the same shit. Now, either some MK Ultra shit is going on, or a lot of people just choose to be ignorant. I don't know which one. Could be the latter. Could be the latter. Right? Let's listen.
I don't know where it's at. I'll get her gone. Please get her the fuck away from me. I can't never to see her face again. I sure fucking want to see this little fucking basehead's fucking face again. I do want to see his followers though. Goddamn, they look good. They're sitting there like, hey, that goddamn free bird, he is something else. Shit, let's go on down there and do a retreat. Look at that.
Now, what did he just say? He said, I do want to see his followers, though. They're going to be like, oh, look at old Freebird, da-da-da-da-da. Let's go there and do a retreat. Hey, guys, what have we been talking about? Retreats, right? So that lets you know right there through his own admission, right, that we were there trying to put together retreats, so on and so forth. One's in the chat if you understand. One's in the chat if you understand. That means he had clarity on exactly what the fuck we was there doing, right? Because he's like, oh yeah, I do want to see his followers. They're going to be like, oh yeah, let's go there and do a retreat. So you know we was there to try to do retreats, right? But none of them is reporting any of this. I want y'all to really fucking listen to logic in this moment, right? These are facts. These are merits out his own mouth. Facts, merits, and admittance out his own mouth, right? But they not reporting none of this stuff, right?
That's a book deal. I'm fucking understand when I tell you. I told you a long time ago. That old boy's going, he's on to something. Let's see. I was gonna penetrate it. Anyway, as soon as she started telling me about this, oh, I'm gonna take your look in your surgery. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna do a GoFundMe. No, the fuck you're not. She said, I need access to your fucking patient, you know, and you're not getting it. She put those fucking things up here without my fucking permission to sit there and say stuff about who's injured. And she'd have 4 things up there to collect money. And not one of them.
Only Spirit, what's going on with you?
Every one of the payouts go to her. And come on, you guys are brighter than that. If anybody gets her any fucking money, you fucking fucking earned it. Right now they're probably bailing ass out that fucking window. I'm keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. So I said, oh boy, when I get here, this is gonna be good. And old Freebird take on the whole fucking squad. Fuck. This doesn't matter. Now you watch that, Char, you little bitch. Because you're gonna see my fucking face for the rest of your fucking life. Alright. I'm gonna come on down there and visit you. Put me on your list.
Namaste.
Hey, watch how this goes. I'm gonna turn this into a little slick swing here. As you should see, it's quickies. That was brilliant for me to be recording it live. As soon as I hit them little bird brains with, what are you gonna fucking do when I meet that lawyer on Monday? And I tell him I did his job for him already. Pull the phone. Them little motherfuckers, they're dumber than shit. They'll be at the grocery store. And she be texting him, hey, it's on the song I can hold it. Back and forth. He's rifling through shit. I tell you what, I'm not giving you no fucking break. At all. Whatever the fuck punishment they do give you, I'm gonna beg to give you more.
I'm gonna beg to give you more.
I'm gonna talk to the big man. You said that today earlier to YouTube shit. Oh, Freeman, you're just mad. You're just mad. You're just smiling. Well, let me tell you something, motherfucker. I always fucking smile. Even when I fucking laugh or I fucking cry, I fucking smile. You see this here? You little dipshit. Let me show you something. You see that? You know the fuck that means, yeah? I had a sister, you fucking idiot. And when she passed, people always ask me why I fucking smile all the time. That's so you know, even when I'm fucking smiling, I'm fucking crying on the inside. So you two fuckheads, get fuck off with your fucking names now.
Even when I fucking smile, I'm fucking crying on the inside. It's dark, demented stuff, man. 2 o'clock in the morning and raving like that. We sleep. Don't even know this shit going on. He live, ranting and raving. Right? And the thing about it is, like, my only thing about it is, why don't nobody want to report that part of it? Like, they okay. To them, this seems like a simple, landlord-tenant situation. But he's talking about my followers. He's talking about retreats. Oh, you mean the same thing that we do already? Oh, okay. He's like, yeah, introduce me to your followers. Introduce me to your followers. Because I'm cute. They're going to love me. Okay. And y'all don't find that suspicious? Nobody finds that suspicious. Okay. And like he's sending messages to her like, yeah, he's gonna leave you and da 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 da. But nobody finds none of this stuff suspicious. Okay, that's ironic. But hey, like I said, people got to tell the story how they want to tell the story. I can't be mad at how they tell the story. I just can't wait to see how this cookie crumbles. That's all. I'm just waiting to see how the cookie crumbles. That's all. So I'm glad everybody's painting the narrative how they want to paint the narrative. We over here at the Atlas family, we're going to continue to move with love, light, truth. You know what I mean? What? Ain't nobody talking about no 12-year-old. Shut the hell up. I don't even know who you talking about. Somebody get that person up out of here, man. I don't even know who they talking about. I don't even know who they talking about. Delete this. Delete this. Thank you. Appreciate it. I know we got at least one mod in here. Get that out of here. I don't even know who they talking about. That's how you know that they'll come in and say anything. You hear me? Do you hear me? Pay actor program for sure, for sure. Yo, this is the pay actor program for sure, for sure. Shit, I don't know. I'm thinking about driving to Florida. Uh, yo, who paid these people? Where is these people coming from? Do they just got accounts on standby or some shit? You would think with the not being locked up, you would think that it would be like, with him being locked up, you would think it would be more copacetic on here, you know? See, I already know that they all pay actors. That's why I keep on trying to point it out to y'all that the world is one big stage. I already know the world is one big stage. I already know the world is one big stage. I be out here like just trying to, make it in this physical world, because in this physical world, man, the games that they play in this physical world, all the real life gaslighting, the people that, say one thing to your face, like, man, y'all see it. Y'all might not want to admit it, but y'all definitely see it. Y'all see it. Y'all don't want to admit it. All the chances that we got to unify, all the opportunities that we got to fucking put our pride to the side, put our ego to the side, and just humble ourselves and just unify, realizing that we're all in it together. We're all earthlings, whatever the case may be. Yeah, a lot of y'all don't want to have discipline over y'all flesh, and y'all mad at the people who do practice a little self-discipline, who do have emotional intelligence. Y'all mad at us because we don't want to appease those feelings and emotions that y'all keep playing on. Y'all mad at us because we won't allow y'all to do these little operations of coercions of the hearts, right? To where as though y'all manipulate our mind and, oh, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that and we're gonna make sure that, like, nah. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you need. Only so you can exploit it. Like, I know why people sit here and say, hey, if you need something, ask. So you can try to keep a tally or a record of somebody asking you for something. When in reality, it's more so like, if you wanted to do something, you would just do it. If you want to support, you would just support. You know what I mean? So the reality of it is, a lot of y'all, a lot of people stick around for, for the fall, right? They want to see you be discredited. They want to see your story come out to be how it fits in their mind. So in their mind, they're like, oh, come on, like, please, let's make his story false. Ooh, come on, please, let this happen, let that happen. That's them. In my mind, I'm just moving with love. I'm just moving with, and I'm gonna run into the right people. I promise you, I'm gonna run into the right people that's gonna introduce me to the right people that's going to further us, right? And that's what I'm out here doing right now. We got the whole month of August to link up and mingle and all of that shit. I'm just trying to figure out what direction am I headed in next. I know I possibly have to go take and drop Nasir off today. So I know I'm going to be headed to West Virginia. I don't know if it's going to be today, tomorrow. But we in motion. We in motion. And as long as we got motion, we good. Y'all know that. They mad because the things that we actually saying, we're actually doing. You know what I mean? That's what they're really mad about. The things that we're actually saying, we're actually doing. The support for all the people. Shout out to the Atlas family. Shout out to the sister wives. Man, listen. Y'all stay supporting, even though y'all keep on hearing all of this bullshit. Y'all still rocking with the fam. Y'all still supporting the Atlas brand, the network, the clothing store. Shout out to the merch. You know what I'm saying? We updating new stuff in there all the time. Be sure to check it out, from candles to license plate holders. You name it, it's there. And shout out to the music writers, the people that keep putting the music together. We done dropped 4 albums already. It's only a matter of time before, somebody's listening to one of those songs. We haven't quite commercialized it yet due to we got to go through the copyright stuff, and you need a little bit of funding for that. So we trying to get some money right and everything like that to get everything rolling on that. So that way, y'all, possibly, one of the songs might turn into a new TikTok trend. Everybody start, playing it on TikTok once we change it. You know what I mean? Flat Earth theory, Michael McFadden. We can have a conversation about flat Earth, round Earth, hollow Earth. I think we're taking out the hollow Earth. I like the hollow Earth more. I like the hollow Earth concept more. But yeah, if we go back to the old maps support flat Earth. The old maps support this. If we go back to the old maps, the old maps support flat Earth. The old maps don't support, you know. So, however you want to look at this, we have a history of change, certain variations of, things. You say flat makes more sense to you? Flat would be more so, but then you would have to say, like, if it's a flat earth, how thick is that flat earth? Because scientists, or and even in China, they have found whole civilizations underground, things that are still put together, and so on and so forth, right? Vegetation, they have found this underground, right? So if we're saying flat, right, how thick is that flat? You know what I mean? So if it's flat, it's pretty thick. It's pretty thick. That's why I say, like, between flat earth and hollow earth, I'm more so leaning to like subdivisions or layers to this shit. Like, cause I don't understand. What I don't understand is the depths, the thickness. You know what I mean? Yes, it's flat, but the dimensions is different because it's like layers of paper, like you know what I'm saying, like layers of paper. And we might be on that top layer of paper, but somewhere there's layers of paper. Put a map of a globe. I don't know. This is an old map right here. This ain't new right here. This is not something that's new right here. So I don't know what you're talking about. If you actually study it and look up the person who came out with the globe theory or concept, he actually unaligned before he even got that to see put in circulation. So even when the concept of the globe came, everything was put on flat maps. And if you go back to school in a time, everything was on flat maps. They pulled it down at the bulletin board. They pulled the map down. They pulled the map down at the bulletin board. It was only like 1 year where you went to school and you seen that globe sitting on a desk. And it was like, oh, what is this? That's when the concept of the globe theory got put into place. But before that, everything was on flat maps. Everything was flat. One person came up with this concept, and then it didn't start circulating until after he was unalived, you know? And then I want y'all to think about this. They told us in Earth Science, 1995 Earth Science, they told us that the reason why we have a gravitational pull, how we have a gravitational pull that is keeping our atmosphere in, is because our Earth is a certain size, right? It's one of the planets whose size is so unique and perfect that it keeps gravity down, right? That's what they told us. That's what they told us. And now they're changing the concept of gravity. Now it's not based on the size of the planet. So our gravitational pull is not based on the size of the planet that is keeping our atmosphere in, because that's what they base it off of, right? Go look it up. Go into your Earth Science book. Earth Science. Literally, they taught you this in school. Just go into the Earth Science book. They tell you. They tell you that, according to the size of the planet, that's where our perfect gravitational pull comes in, that keeps us grounded, keeps us from floating away or being too, heavy or whatever, right? Our gravity is particularly put to a certain point, right? That's why the gravity is different on the moon, right? Because they say the moon is a different size, so the gravity is different, right? Go look it up in the books. I didn't put it in the books. You can go look it up in the books. Earth Science. You can look it up. Ask your phone. Says ask your phone. What keeps our atmosphere down? Ask your phone. Somebody do that for me right now. Ask their phone what keeps our atmosphere in. What holds our atmosphere in? Or ask them like what keeps us grounded? Something like that. We know there's different levels of density. I mean, now we can say that there's different levels of density. That's why we have different levels to our atmosphere, atmosphere, stratosphere, all of those spheres, right? So we know that there's densities to this, right? Even below water, there's densities to it, right? Based off of how deep you go, the pressure, and so on and so forth, it changes the density. That's why it's different animals living at the bottom of the ocean than is living, if you go 5,000 leagues below the sea, right? I think that's the point where we have actually got to, which is, about 5,000, between 3,000 and 5,000 leagues up under the sea, right? The pressure becomes so great that the weight will crush you, right? So however you want to look at this, we know that it's different levels of density, right? And then the animals that live down there has a different mass because they're able to stay in that, area. So they have a different mass, right? So if you go back to the Latin word, person, if you go back to the Latin word person, which is persona, it goes back to a mask, right? So a person is nothing more than a mass of energy, right? So you walking around, you have a certain mass, right? Just like the planet has a certain mass, right? So however y'all want to look at this, I think we are saying the same thing, without saying the same thing. The depths of it could make some. And then I want y'all to think about this. If the world was so round, why they never went up there with a camera and gave us a full circle of it? Why we always see the same damn image? Why we always see the same image from our sky? No matter how many times they go to fuck up there, we always look back at the same image. A flat fucking circle like this. Every time they go up there. They can put the lenses on there to change it. Oh, put a curved lens on it. So now it looks like the sides is curving. They could do all of that. But why every time they go up there? And how is 200 satellites stationed over New York? How? If we moving through space doing all of this extra shit, how the fuck is 200 satellites stationed over New York? Stationed. I'm just saying, there's a lot of things. There's not a lot of real questions. There's not a lot of real answers, but there's a lot of things. And once again, you can't use what is not known as evidence or facts or merits, right? You can't use what's not known. You can't use the absence of proof as proof. You get what I'm saying? You can't use the absence of proof as proof. And then I want y'all to really think about this. I want y'all to really think about this. If those stars that we look at night is really space, why every time an astronaut goes to outer space, we don't see no fucking stars? Huh? Every time they go up there, we don't see no motherfucking stars. Oh, from down here, we see a bunch of motherfucking stars. They go up into outer space, we don't see no motherfucking stars. Come on. Never see no motherfucking stars. Because there's nothing to reflect the light off of, right? Right? Because there's nothing to reflect the light off of. What light is being reflected if the fucking sun is outer space? So the only way we see the sun is because it's reflecting off of something down here. And they ain't gonna never tell y'all the truth. That's why we had a race for space. You know what I mean? That's why we had a race for space. That's why NASA started off as an underwater exploratory program, and then all of a sudden they came from out the waters and was like, we going up. Oh shit. They telling us that Saturn got so many moons, that Uranus got so many moons. They lying to you. The only way up is down. The only way out is in. They know that shit. They know the truth. They know your physical body is stuck on the physical plane. And the reason why your physical body is stuck on the physical plane is because the density, that's the one thing that we're taking out of the equation of all of this. The density, right? So you can't travel in your physical body into these different places because of density, right? So in order for you to travel, you have to travel in a astro body, right? That's why it's an astro plane, right? But if a lot of y'all don't know how to become astronauts, right? A lot of y'all don't know how to operate this astro plane, right? Some of y'all are supposed to be staying up at night and sleeping in the daytime because your body operates like that, right? You're supposed to be sleeping in the day because of the energy that is pulling into your vessel, right? So you sleep in the day so you can operate. This is where daydreamers come in, right? Because you operating things in your sleep state, right? And then for those who are actually supposed to be sleeping in the day, this is why you don't dream at night. This is why you feel trapped at night, because that's not the time you're supposed to be sleeping, right? You're supposed to be sleeping in the day, right? And then for the people that sleep at night, they operate whatever they operate, right? This is where the whole blade thing come from, the whole energy thing come from. When you sleep, you are operating different dimensions of yourself. You are in operation of different dimensions of yourself. That's why back in the day, they broke down sleep into 4 hours. 4 hours at this time, 4 hours at that time, roughly between, 12 and, so on and so forth. So they knew this. They knew this stuff. This is why, look at nap time for kids. This is why kids had nap time in the middle of the day. You say they grow in their sleep. Yes, they grow in more ways than one. You know what I mean? So that's why I say a lot of this knowledge is forbidden. A lot of the stuff that I'm going to talk about, a lot of the stuff that I'm going to teach is forbidden knowledge. Why do you think I had to go all the way back to, the first century to get it? Why do you think I had to go all the way back into a timeline of the first century, Apollonius, so on and so forth? You know what I mean? Because it's deeper than that. You got to go as above, so below, as without, so within. And then you got to put that practice. That comes with a lot of discipline. The first person to practice silence, Apollonius. Well, he was already going by, but he knew the art of silence. He knew, what silence can do, right? So he mastered the tongue. That's what it says right now. In Christ-like time, one is going to have to be masterful over their tongue, because your tongue is going to be your sword, like a double-edged sword, right? So you got to be careful of that. And now we are actually exhibiting what the Tower or the Battle of Babel is. We're babbling right now. Everyone is in a war of words right now. And nobody's recognizing that we're in the time of Babel, right? So however you look at this, we are in biblical times right now. But nobody wants to change their way of linear thinking in order to open their mind to see the truth. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Nobody wants to open their mind to see the truth. So we kind of like, I'm not going to say stuck between a rock and a hard place. I'm not going to say, once the right people start speaking it, then it will change. Until you hear it from your idols, until you hear it from your favorites, you're not going to take heed to it. Hearing it from me is nothing. But when you hear it from your idols, when you hear it from your favorites, collectively, right? When they start telling you about consciousness and they start telling you about it, see, right now, they can't achieve it. They can't achieve it because they don't know what the reset is. So right now, they don't know that they got a second chance to just do what's right. They don't have to put themselves in sin again. Everybody got a chance right now to do what's right. We don't have to be born in sin. We don't have to bring the next generation in the idea of being born in sin, because the devil wants to continue, right? So however you look at this, in order for us to stop it, we have to take it out of the equation, just like we do any other thing. We take words out of the equation all the time. What if we take the idea of sin out of the equation? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So like the idea of it, people do dumb stuff, people bad, people good, that's people, right? But sin, oh, that's spiritual, right? The idea of human and spirit is two different things. When you're down here, you're having a human experience, right? That human experience comes with the idea of sin, because only through the humans did you come up with the definition of what is sin, right? Really, If you look and you go back into the old books, Egyptian times, further than that, you will see sin was a representation of the moon. So when it was talking about sin, it was talking about the energy that came in from the moon. Just like when Solomon talked about the 72 demons of the soul of man, he was talking about the things that come in through the darkness or the moon, right? Feelings and emotions could be sin. Because if you overindulge in the good thing, then it could turn into sin. If you keep on feeding the houses of ego and pride, not saying that you can't tame these things, you can tame these things over oneself, right? You can tame the ego, you can tame the pride, but what are you feeding? If you keep feeding that, then you become that of what you feed. If you feed the pride, if you feed the ego, you become egotistical. You become too prideful, right? When you humble yourself, you take control and responsibilities over thyself, over thy vessel. You respect the fact that everyone else has the right to carry their vessel according to how they want to carry their vessel, but you want to carry your vessel according to how you want to carry your vessel, right? Everybody ain't in that mindset. Everybody's not in that level of respect because you see people doing certain things. It's like living on a block and you're the only one putting your trash out all the time, right? Eventually, you're going to be like, man, fuck that. Ain't nobody else putting their trash out. I'm about to just cut this shit out. That's like, walking around, picking up trash and trying to do the, recycle thing. But then everybody else is just, throwing shit out, doing this, doing that. Eventually, you're going to be like, man, I ain't about to keep on picking up. So, like, this is where Abel comes in. Abel, right? This is where the Essenes come in, right? This is how people tricked y'all into thinking that y'all were slaves, right? Because our ancestors did it because they were able to do it, right? There's no sense of looking at a field untended, so you tend to the field, right? There's no point of looking at a yard that's not kept, right? So you do it, right? Now somebody else decided to put a price on it. Somebody else decided to say, I'm not doing that for free. I'm not doing that for this. I'm not doing that for that. Somebody else decided to do that. Thus far, the idea of slave coming into the factor, right? But nobody was really slaves because they did it. And you go back into Christ, you go back into the Nazarenes, of Nazarite. All these people, think about it. This was a time that the currency system only existed in Rome, right? It only existed in Rome where they had coins and currency, right? They didn't have that. In the lower towns and the outer towns, you had gatherers, you had hunters. You know what I mean? Slavery is a mindset because as long as you trap yourself in that mindset, you trap yourself in the idea of it, right? But I want you to think about it. If we all living in a village, right? Some of us got certain tasks. Some of us might be good at, crafting. We might have a green thumb. Some of us at mending weapons, so on and so forth, right? Once you figure out what it is that you good at or what it is that you do, how you do, right? You just like doing it. Like if I see grass that need to be cut, I'm just going to cut the grass. If that person decide to say, oh yeah, man, I appreciate that. Boom, boom, boom. Or somebody else going to be like, hey man, you just cut that grass for free. Oh yeah, you're a slave. Like that mindset when really I'm just doing it because I'm able. I am an able body, right? I am an able body. A lot of people are not able in this world. And then let's not, add to the laziness of this world. A lot of people don't got that get up and go mentality. I got a get up and go mentality. If we put a plan together, I hope it's cause I can't sit around and be thinking about some shit. That's it. My anxiety be like, when is it gonna happen? When we gonna do it? When we gonna start? Come on, what you gonna do? Like that's why I say, don't talk to me about. Don't tell me to. Oh yeah, come through, cause shit. now. I pop up. I didn't mean this. What you talking about? See, a lot of people just talk just to talk, but we talk too much. So because we talk too much, we got to stay in action too. You know what I'm saying? Because we talk so much, we got to make sure we saying what we do and doing what we say. You know, say what you mean and mean what you say. So when we lock in something, we trying to put it in motion. Why you think I jump in the car and drive 10 hours? Why you think I'll jump in the car? Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, people change their mind all the time. You know what I mean? Yeah, people change their mind all the time. So when you got somebody in that same state of mind as you for that moment, you better advance on that moment because they might not always be in the same state of mind as you, right? You're just sparking something in them, right? In that moment. And then it's how long you can keep them in that same state of mind because nobody can't see your dream but you. So nobody can't match your vision. You get what I'm saying? Nobody can't match your vision because nobody can see it but you. You the one that see it. You the one that visualize it. So when someone else steals your intellectual property, it's always bound to drown because they can't see the same, goal as you. They can't see the whole thing. You know what I mean? Freeman is proof proven with him. He's like, oh, if I get a part of his collective, listen, I can show my collective how you are, and they're still not going to gravitate toward you. They still not going to, because that's not the group. Yes, we can be savage. Yes, we can be wolves, but we not looking for that. We looking for peace, unity, love, truth, right? We like knowledge over here. So when you thinking about just stealing somebody's collective or trying to, you know, steal somebody, you got to remember what that person might have installed on that collective. If you're not bringing the same thing that person installed on that collective, a spark, an intellectual spark. A lot of people over in the Atlas family, we get inspired by each other, right? We spark ideas in each other's minds, so on and so forth. And not carnalized ideas, not carnal minded ideas. Like, we really spark like great ideas into each other's minds, whether it be from creating pages, talking about, using the same drama but doing it in a cartoon method, or, putting things into who would have put, like, the Jaguar right beef into a song but us? Who would have did that? you know Ain't nobody come along and think about wrapping up drama in verses and shit. You know? We spark ideas into each other all the time. And that's just the smaller ones. Wait till the bigger ideas start to manifest, right? Wait till the collective get bigger and the bigger ideas start to manifest. These people talking crazy like, yeah, I was going to make that group the right way, so on and so forth. Like, listen, man. Listen. This is not that type of party. This is not that type of party. We really care about each other. We have empathy. You know what I mean? We really, trying to get each other, help each other through these times. We really trying to move in a loving light of unity. We not trying to keep this bullshit going. If y'all not trying to listen, we can start some type of house. Like, literally, we can all put our money together. That's why I say we needed to sit down and have a meeting, because literally we can start the same type of thing that they doing. We can start a house. Like, literally put our money together, buy a house, put in the house for a certain amount of time, right? Bring in a crew to record, so on and so forth, right? We hashed out our differences, build some type of understanding rapport, go travel to different places and do different things, and then that's a hell of a that man. Listen, I'm gonna do it, but I ain't gonna tell y'all the real vision of it. But I'm gonna do it anyway. But I ain't gonna tell y'all the real vision of it. You know what I mean? Because some of y'all want to steal the idea, but y'all don't want to include me in it. Y'all don't want spirituality to get a part of it. You know what I'm saying? I want to be nature boy. What the hell is you talking about? Nobody even knows what you talking about, Sunny Day. Nobody knows who Nature Boy is but y'all. The people that's in my collective don't even know who the fuck Nature Boy is. The Jaguar right sector knows who Nature Boy is because y'all studied Nature Boy. The all the King World groups, they know who Nature Boy is. The people that we talk to, the people that the intellectual people that talk about flat earth, round earth, all of that stuff, they don't know who the fuck a Nature Boy is. That's y'all. That's all you carnal minded, sexualized beings. You know what I mean? Like nobody knows who that is until you start digging into Jaguar Wright, Dr. Umar, King World, all of y'all weirdos. Nobody else knows who the fuck that is. That's that y'all sick minded. Cause y'all just keep on running around trying to paint images on other people, and the people don't even know who the fuck y'all talking about. Y'all gotta stop doing that. For real, y'all gotta stop doing that. That shit weird. That shit is weird. And but y'all just want to see the world how y'all want. Y'all want to paint people out to be how y'all want to paint people out to be. Y'all not really trying to be, you know, truthful about it. Y'all not really trying to be truthful about this shit. Oh, somebody went and made the not POV page. Yo, yo, what's good? Why you sound so low? Huh? Nah, this shit sound drowned and nah, I don't know. Were you in a car? You got Bluetooth on or something?
Yeah, what about now?
All right, now it's better.
Yeah, I had the Bluetooth in. What's happening, fam?
What's good with you?
I don't know, cuz I seen the prompt. I'm picking niggas up.
Yeah, we is. You gotta be careful with the verbiage, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, right now, there's so many spiritual people, so many levels of gang stalking, different variations of uh character assassination going on. That we in the time of alpha, we walking with the gods. You feel me?
I mean, because all the secrets is being exposed. Like, I'm a real big advocate of telling people to learn the monetary system. Because once you separate the money from the situation, you will see God. You get what I'm saying? Like, they gotta
Well, yeah, but the operation of our currency is changing. Even with, you got to add the as above, so below, as without, so within concept, right? So if you're watching a change of currency on the outside, right, then the change of currency already took place on the inside. If on the outside, we are watching the change take place of currency, whether it be brick currency, whether it be American currency, diminishing, however you see this change of currency moving into this digital currency format, right? You're watching the change of currency on the outside. So if you apply as above, so below to that, that means if we're watching a change of currency down here, then a change of currency already took place above, right? And also, if you add the as without, so within, if we're seeing a change of currency on the outside, then a change of currency also took place on the inside. That's why our waters are changing. That's why you see the earthquake taking place in Alaska, and that's why you see the southern waters changing, because the operation of currency is changing. You get what I'm saying?
But to an extent, yes, but it's not like we haven't seen this done before. People have seen the money reformed about 3, 4 times. You've seen it go from paper dollars and paper food stamp coupons to
But you not looking at the listen to what I just said, right? The waters, our southern waters have changed. It started going in reverse. Time has sped up, right? That's a form of currency, right? The water, the operation of our water is a form of currency, right? You're watching the waters change, right? Not only that, with the earthquake that took place in Alaska, right? That is also forming a change in the waters, right? They said that the salt water started mixing, or the salt water is now mixing or becoming more, whatever. So we're watching a currency exchange on top of a currency exchange, and then you add that to the vessel's currency exchange. We're watching a exchange in our waters. You get what I'm saying?
Right, but some people don't understand how to distinguish the Roman circus from the real thing. You know what I'm saying? So how can some people see a world outside of their world if they can't see the world that they're in?
Okay, so here's the thing about being a healer, a light worker, a Aquarius man, however you want to look at this. There's so many names for this, right? Here's the thing about being a light worker, right? The ones who are in the middle that are still confused, right? That's the ones who you want to try to give understanding to, right? Now you have some people who play confused because they're the ones who are of the dark, who are trying to keep people in confusion or get them to come to the dark side, right? So all we have to do is put the knowledge and wisdom out there, and those who have ears will hear, right? But those who are already blinded or in darkness or trying to manipulate those, right? Because this is a battle on an astro plane, right? So all you have to do
I say all levels, not just the astro, all levels.
right, but this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying though. On the physical plane, we just have to put the knowledge out there, right? We have to put the knowledge out there on the physical plane, right? Be angry at those who don't want to accept it, because the moment that we start building or feeding anger because they don't want to accept the wisdom, the knowledge, or the understanding, is the moment they start or we start feeding those negative houses. You get what I'm saying?
In a sense, but it's a double-edged sword because if you are a person of spiritual virtue, then you have to be defensive and not inclusive of everybody's ideology.
No, you don't have to be defensive. Here's why.
Why don't you?
Here's why you don't have to be defensive. As a person with their own path, right? Do they not have the right to go down the rabbit hole as if they see fit? One's perception is everything, right?
Right.
So how someone else perceives this world, why would I have to defend against someone else's perception of this world? As
I don't
long
have to be aggressive to be defensive.
No. I'm not saying that you have to be aggressive to be defensive, but what I'm saying is, why would I have to defend someone else's perception? I perceive this world how I perceive this world. They perceive this how they perceive this. The once I start defending against how I perceive this, they start to attack how you want to perceive this. Do you get what I'm saying?
In a sense, yes, but let's bring it to a natural state. let's say if we have the nature's drinking water for the community right over here, and we all have the ideology of nobody tainting the drinking water for the sake of others, and then you have others who believe that, hey, we shouldn't abide by no rules, so if it's a stream of water here, let me urinate in the water. You being defensive of the ideology for the sake of others is still you being defensive, even though you're not aggressive against the person's ideology, but you are to a certain extent to where it puts you and yours in a detriment.
Now, once again, if you did have the mindset of a collective that did say such thing as if no one is supposed to do this to this water, then defiling this water should be against some sort of law according to that collective. So anyone that defies that should be punished according to the law of that collective. So once again, you still don't have to be the one that defends against that unless you were the lawmaker of that particular law. But if you are governed,
benefiting from such laws, that gives everybody the right to uphold this.
you say what?
I said, if you're benefiting from such laws, then it's everybody's duty to uphold that agreement if we did it as a collective.
But you will have to get the right collective. So you have to actually put yourself around the collective that has that mindset. Therefore, no one in that collective. Hold on, listen. I want you to think about this. I want you to think about this, right? If you have a collective that's in that right mindset in the physical, right, then you should never come across that type of situation where someone is trying to do that, because you should have that collective that knows not to do that, right?
No, I would disagree, because if you were saying if you was a person of ideology or a certain stature, let's just give people examples of like children in the hood or something like that. You will come across certain situations that you might not be a fan of and that you not want to take part of, but just because I'm rooted in my principles and morals doesn't mean I'm not being defensive when I don't want to indulge in your ideology.
But then if you run across that means you're not in your collective, right? That means you're in somebody else's collective trying to tell them what not to do in their collective, right? So when
for the sake of you go though,
I know, but this is the thing. This is the thing. If you're in somebody else's collective, you don't have to participate with what collective do. You can ignore it. That's why I say you don't have to defend it. If I'm at peace with myself, if I run across somebody else doing what they do, I'm not trying to be like, yo, you shouldn't do that. That's not this not that, right? It's not up to me to do that, right?
Wait, now flip it on the reciprocal. What if somebody's trying to get you to do something you don't want to do?
Now once again, this is where I say, I don't have to participate. You don't have to engage. This is the rules of engagement on this level of gladiator school, right? This is gladiator school down here, right? Now the rules say that you can have anything you want as long as you don't stop or get in somebody else's way. And that same rule applies to that other person, right? So once you find somebody trying to hinder your ascension process or getting your way of ascending, becoming a better person, right? You don't have to take vengeance. You don't have to build malice. You don't have to do anything, right? You can decide to peacefully, I peacefully decline any engagement in this altercation, right? Now, they can go ahead and paint the narrative how they want to paint the narrative, but you move forward with peace and prosperity, right? Because that's what your ultimate goal is. Even the Bible says we must do everything in our power to be at peace with one another. So, me sitting there in some type of idea thinking that I need to defend something is not putting me at peace.
No, I wouldn't try to defend something other than my own ideology and body of spirit. It's just like I feel like being defensive to a certain degree, or at least informing the next person and being defensive against those type of people who will take you outside your purpose.
Well, I mean, yeah,
I don't have to defend or be aggressive to the other person to remove myself from the situation, but me removing myself from the situation is still a defensive maneuver.
Yeah, it's a defensive maneuver, but it's more so keeping morals and principles intact. because I want you to think about it. Like, if you
But
go,
to keep it to defend, so I don't like putting a negative.
no. Listen to what I'm saying. Watch this. Watch this. We can go into any topic, right? But the moment you engage is the moment that you open up doors for different variations of verbiage to penetrate your temple. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, but a person of my nature would figure out a way to be well versed in any type of aspect instead of looking at it as a hindrance.
Okay, so you're going with the iron sharpens iron concept.
In a sense, but yeah, not even if iron sharpens iron. Like, okay, if I understand things to a certain degree, and I feel like that preparation is what gives me the courage to face anything that anybody could come across. Me being able to spot the sheep amongst the wolves gives me a better sense of vibration amongst others because I understand that hey, everybody is not on this frequency plane. There are some that are trying to get to this understanding, but if you can't withstand the pressures of navigating through the trenches, then I don't see that comprehension level coming to a person because
So you saying, like, in a sense, you do the debating to put other people's minds at ease in the matter?
no, more so of like I know it's kind of like if you was at school when you were younger, right? If you came to school with a Bible and slapped it on the desk or was reading or something like that, people would be like, "What are you? Oh, he ain't doing that. He just reading the Bible." You come with a porno magazine or something, and everybody's
A
flicking
corn,
off to
corn,
the
corn.
wrong thing to see what you got because they're more attracted to that. So let's say, in a sense, me being so stout in what you believe in and speaking about how you uphold what you uphold will warn off certain entities from even coming to you because if you're vocal about what you stand for, then those same type of people that are opposite of you will understand like, hey, this person here is probably impenetrable to a certain degree. Like I can't really put my ideology on them because they're not going for it.
That's
So
not true. That's
me
not true. 9 times out of 10, if you constantly talk about prejudice, you will constantly run into prejudice. If you constantly talk about, racism, you will 9 times out of 10 run into racism, because what it is the laws of the
law of attraction.
cosmos. The laws of cosmos state that what you feel is what you see, and what you focus on is what you get. So if you're focused on combative things, then combative things will come your way. That's why it says peace be still, right? Because if you practice peace, right, then peace will come your way. Now, it's not
So
saying
even
that.
on the reciprocal, if I talk about peace and prosperity, what am I able to attract?
Hmm?
If just like how you said, if you talk about racism, prejudice, and all of these negative things, that's what you will succumb yourself to. If I speak about prosperity and peace and growth and all these other things, and I'm vocal about it, what am I able to attract based off the law of attraction? The same thing that I'm promoting.
Right. So
But
if you focus on peace, right, then
right,
peace will find you, right? But if you're gonna in that in that mist of focusing on peace, right, all these other things will tempt you.
true. That's why I'm saying you will come across them. So even though I'm being vocal on what I stand for, just because I come across people that are on the opposite doesn't mean I have to push my ideology on them. I just need to be more vocal about my mind frame and about what I'm standing for. So therefore they understand that this is an unshakable house. But still to me that's being defensive in nature. So we saying the same things, just different ways, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But I don't look at being defensive in this sense as a negative.
I think like, okay, so I think, like, once you realize the collective mind, like, once, because we're all moving into a collective mind more so, and some people are in that collective to protect that collective. So once you realize a universal oneness, then you stop trying to combat off things that are of a personal mind, right? A personal mind is when you sit there and try to keep defending things that is of one's person, right? But a collective mind is when you accept that we all have the right to be in the state of being that we want to be in, because we are all multi-dimensional beings sharing a human experience. And who am I to say that the state of being that you are in is the wrong state of being?
I'm not saying that your state of being is the wrong state of
No,
being.
not you, not you, not you, not you. I'm not.
Right. No, I'm not taking it personal. I'm not taking it personal.
Yeah, I'm not talking about you.
Like, if you understand that side of the spectrum, then you have to be cognizant of the fact that there are people that are willing to use anything and everything against you for the benefit of them. Granted, even though you might be a pro-collective mind, there's a group of the people who have an agenda and things against you. We can't just be so cognizant on one side and not understand that, hey, people who
Okay, but that's where the collective comes in, right? That's where the collective.
So say like on that same subject, like I came in thinking about the monetary system because I believe the same way that a person is bound, the same person is unbound. If you look at the common denominator amongst most people, these bills and shit is kicking folks' ass. So if you have more time for self, more time for God, you could probably get to a higher understanding, a higher collective. But if you can't help the people see what's keeping them away from time and time with God, then it's like, how can
Nah, because time don't exist. So everybody is on their own time. So let me explain this. So you have a certain time where you might be a defender. And then you have a certain time where you might be an enlightener, right? So when you reach a time of enlightenment where you are to be an enlightener, right? You don't have to worry about the defense part, because someone's going to come along and they're going to deem you worthy of being defended, right? So they're going to focus on the defense part of it, right? They're going to, focus on that part of it, right? If you focused on the spirituality, this is how nations are born. This is how kingdoms are born, right? You got a certain group that practice on spirituality. You got a certain group that practice on militant. You got a certain group that practice on gathering, so on and so forth, right? So if everybody in the collective is minding to what it is that they're supposed to be minding to. This is where the term mind comes from, right? Minding, right? So if I'm minding to my spirituality of putting the knowledge out there and so on and so forth, right? And other people are minding to whatever it is that they're supposed to mind to, right? In a time when they are ready to embrace the love and the understanding that you are bringing, they're going to come, right? Moment to moment, right? So in that time, they're going to come. They're going to come to you, right? They're going to get what they need to get in order to proceed and move forward. And when they need to come back, they might come back, right? But even if they don't come back, right, you still left them with a seed of understanding. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can lead a horse to the water. That ain't on me to make you drink. But at the same time, me defending the water hole for the sake of others to drink is still a defensive maneuver in my eyes.
If you feel like you need to defend that water hole, then defend that water hole. I'm not telling you not to defend whatever it is.
No, I'm not saying it in a sense like that. Like, okay, me, what I'm saying, right? Like, I'm being strategical. Me saying that, hey, the reason why we have an economic advantage to a sense is because one group understands money to a degree where they understands the importance of controlling it, where another group de-benefits from not understanding the importance of the creation or the creation itself. So it's like, even I can tell you about how Jesus kicked people out for certain things that run your life. And if you don't try to grab understanding of it, you're always going to be at a disadvantage, which keeps you from getting to a higher being.
Well, let me help you understand exactly what Christ did, because Christ didn't kick anybody out. He got angry and he might have flipped tables, but when they asked him about it, he said, whose face is on that coin? They said Caesar's. He said, give to Caesar's, which is Caesar's, and give to God, which is God. He never said, this shouldn't be da 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 da, right? He said, give to Caesar, which is Caesar. Caesar is a representation of man. So he's saying, give to man, which is man, and give to God, which is God, right? God is of spirit. So give the spirit to God, but you could still go ahead and give the carnal to the carnal, right?
Now, right. That's all I'm saying is that I feel like how you feel like, you speaking of a collective mind and letting those with ears hear. I'm letting those with ears hear too. That hey, a lot of our situations is financial, it's legal, so it's dealing with man. Once you understand, like, hey, there's a way for me to distinguish the two. Maybe that'll be a little help. But some people not even cognizant of that fact. They're just in a whirlwind of how the fuck I fix my situation. Start there. Learn what's God and what's man's. What's Caesar, what's God.
Yeah, I think one's perception of reality will always lead back to oneself.
I just feel like the same way that we are bound to certain things is not concrete, but it's evident. There's ways around all that. So I feel like liberation of the mind on all facets, spiritual, physical, mental, will only push the essence of your creation that further. But I digress. I appreciate you, and I'm gonna check out.
All right. Do you eat meat? Uh, he jumped out. Yeah, I think the essence of this is based off of energies more so. Like people are going to do what people do, but I think if you learn how to read the energy of people, then you will understand a lot more. I think if you take the time to study oneself and these different, they got titles for them: parasites, feelings and emotions, so on and so forth, whatever you want to call them, right? But inside one's vessel is a multitude of different variations of excuse me, there's a multitude of different variations of energies. I think Solomon determined them as, you know, the soul of man, you know. So, however you want to look at it, they tell you about this stuff. They don't want to tell you what they feeding, that they feeding lust, that they feeding greed, that they feeding envy. They don't want to tell you that they feeding this stuff. But that's what they're feeding. That's why Cat Williams said, when you're talking about someone's DNA, you have to have fusion. You have to have something to fuse it with. And this is around the same time that Joe Rogan says, "Do you believe in demons?" And he said, "Well, if you talking about DNA, then you got to have something to fuse it with." So they're telling you that they fused our DNA with demons. They're telling you that. And nobody wants to open their mind to actually hear what they're saying. But if you go back and listen to that Joe Rogan and Cat Williams conversation, they tell you that. Cat Williams tell you that our DNA is fused with demons. And those demons are attacking the chromosomes. Those chromosomes got us operating with three DNA strands. And in those three DNA strands or four DNA strands, we actually supposed to be operating on 36 chromosomes of the three, but we're only operating on 23 chromosomes of the three, right? So they're keeping us in between our sacral and root chakra. You know what I mean? So we have to rise above the sacral and root chakra, and the only way to do that is to stop all of this hate or history of hate. We gotta stop the history of hate. All of this idea that someone did something to our previous ancestors, all of that stuff. Why we keep that circulating? Why do we keep that circulating? You go back in history far enough, you will see that Africa invaded Italy and created the Sicilians. You will see that we put YT people in slavery before they even put us in, or have the idea of putting us in. I mean, they think they put us in, but they didn't put us in it, right? But the fight goes way back before they were even created. The fight goes back before they were created. So how we keep on fighting them, blaming shit on them, trying to make them think that they're superior. They're running around thinking that they're more superior, right? We conquered y'all, da da da, this, that, and the third. No, you didn't. You corrupted the spirit of the multitude. That's what you did. You corrupted the spirit of the multitude. Where we was trying to teach people a level of knowledge with peace. Coming out of Atlantis, we was trying to knowledge of peace, right? Looking out for one another, so on and so forth. Y'all come in with this rage and hate and think that y'all conquered something when y'all really just corrupted the souls of the multitude. I no longer want to participate in that level of corruption. I don't want to be a part of it. I want to operate with love and unity. That's it. And if people keep coming against that, let them come. Let them come. But if you can't see the operation of love and unity and how we're supposed to be a service to others, then I don't want you in this group anyway. That's why the journey is real. That's why I brought this journey to the physical. So I can find those who actually want to operate like that. I know that everybody don't want to operate like that. And it's sad because a lot of people that do want to operate like that, we don't have much. You know what I mean? A lot of the people that got the land and all of that stuff, they already operating in the carnal mind. So you know what I mean? We might have to just buy it ourselves. We might have to slowly put this together and buy it ourselves. You know what I mean? And then from there, we pull the people in, right? Because a lot of the people who got it already, they not trying to, man, listen, I done talked to a lot of people already, and all of them just trying to show off, oh, look what I got. They want you to praise them. It's some weird ass shit. They try to downplay how you move. Oh, nobody want no influencer. Like, they literally try, like, but see, that's why I say the Atlas family and the Atlas collective, the Atlas wives, you know what I'm saying? Listen, we keep moving. We keep moving forward with love. We keep operating with love. No matter how much they keep on coming against us, we still keep on doing what's right. Look at all the situations that we was put in with Jaguar Wright. From Bonnie to Salma, Lady Letitia, you know what I'm saying? To Golden. Like, all of that stuff, we always did what was right, you know? Even in the physical world, we still kept on doing what was right. We still kept on moving forward with love, operating like such, you know? So we still gonna keep on doing that. They mad because we outed Murphy for being a fake, PhD. They mad because we pointed Grace out for being some fake mental health therapist. They mad because, why they mad? Jaguar nor Big Hungry CC is spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Either one of them is spiritual beings. So how do they get the whole off-world DNA test? How do they get the off-world DNA test? All they're doing is preaching hate against American and so on and so forth. But they get the UK is examining, Jaguar Wright, and they're looking at her ancestral lineage, and they said that she has Atlantis blood. And shut up. Playing in our face. Playing in our face. You will have to have the blood of the Atlanteans stored somewhere to determine that. And that ended in catastrophic events, whereas though the flood took place in Lemuria and Atlantis was underwater and had to operate on a tunnel system. You ain't got they sat there and did all of that shit with Beverly Rose. What's going on, Quantum Queen? What's up with Love? Namaste, Ashe, salutations. Hope all is well. You know what I mean? These people trying to play in our face, man. See, they can't get us like that. The Atlas family, we actually, we like the facts, the merits. We like staying in truth. Like a lot of the people that come over from the TikTok, they'll tell you, like, if I'm not, I never put myself in operation. I don't try to ask for this and ask for that if I'm not in operation of doing it and doing that. Like, I like to try to be like, as close to my word as possible. I know a lot of things don't always go my way, but I like to stay as close to my word as possible. You know what I mean? That's why I say, like, listen, if you support, listen, I'm in motion right now. That's why I say, shoot, I'm moving. I'm getting around. I know I'm supposed to be starting like the whole battle thing on TikTok and showing people how to battle and building a collective around that so people can learn TikTok and the algorithm. But I got to put that collective together first. We at least need 100 active members in the Discord so that way we can, show, build people page and help build people page on TikTok. I need 100 active members. If you know some young people, tell them to get to the Discord. If you know some people, tell them to get to the Discord. Like, you ain't got to be the one that know Discord. You might know some people that know Discord already. Tell them to join our Discord. Because we're going to start the wave soon. I'm going to do like a week of recruiting, a week of recruiting people for the Discord. Tell them, like, hey, make sure you go get a TikTok account. And then as soon as we start, we just gonna start waving, helping people build their page on TikTok. I'm telling you, TikTok is the fastest way to help people grow. If we help people build their page on TikTok, they can tell people from there to go follow their YouTube or you can get into the TikTok shop. If you got merchandise, if you're selling something, if you're doing music, if you got a brand, any of that. People gotta believe in themselves more. That's the only way we're gonna get out of this economy crisis is if people believe in themselves more and be the corporation that they want to be the business that they want to see. That's it. You want to see a loving business, be that loving business. You want to see be that of what you want to see. A lot of y'all focused on greed. A lot of y'all focused on riches, fame, glory, glorification, all of that's titles, merits. You know, we focused on facts, truth, living in the individuality of unity, right? A level of love. I don't know about y'all. That's why I say we being attacked. That's why I keep on asking people to sign the petition. Make sure you click on the link tree. Make sure you go to the link in the bio. Sign the petition. If it asks you for money, just cancel it out. We don't. It's not one of those petitions. They just do that afterwards to say, hey, if you want to donate, but you don't have to do that part. You can just hit the X button at the top when that little box pop up, and your name will be on the petition. You know, some people that's speaking about love and light and energy and knowledge and the history of man. Some people are getting attacked. Some people characters are being assassinated. Some people's, images being torn down, so on and so forth. I can't tell you how these people operate. I mean, I can tell you how they operate, but if they're operating in your life, you have to, you know, but I don't know. Because how I do it, I ignore them. I always look at it like, I was always told to, do like you doing it for TV or always, move as if you're being watched. So self in that operation of just staying like, true. Stay true. Don't try to be a slime ball, none of that shit. When you run into a group that's willing to be true with you, then that's the secrets that you hold. You hold the secrets of that collective. When you run into a group that's willing to keep it 1,000, you hold the secrets, But if they ain't willing to keep it 1,000 with you, don't even join that collective. If you ain't, if I'm, if Shit, that collective better keep it 1,000. Cause I can't defend a lie. I don't know how to defend a lie. If your story keep changing up and so on and so forth, I can't defend a lie. It's impossible, right? And if you tell me you lied, then I could defend it better, right? I could defend it better if we both on the same page and I know you lied. But if you telling me the one thing, man, I can't defend that. I can't. Listen. I need people to keep it 1,000. You know what I mean? So however you look at this, I'd rather for my collective to keep it 1,000 with me, because we only as strong as our weakest link. Strong as our weakest link. So if you got somebody in the collective, like say you got a business partner, and that business partner is in financial trouble, financial burden, possibly could get compromised or whatever, right? If that business partner ain't keeping it 1,000 with you, he can corrupt the whole business. Somebody can come to him and be like, hey, listen, hey, I know you got this person, you need some money for this. I know you got, I'm gonna give you some money, but I'm gonna need you to do this and do that. Next thing you know, you got some blue collar shit coming out of your company and tax evasion or some weird. Like you gotta be cautious in all of this stuff. You gotta be very cautious in all of this stuff. That's why before you gotta build a collective. You gotta build a collective, build a brand, build an image around yourself, and then stay true to that. Like however you step out there and present yourself to the world, you better be prepared to stay in that image. Look at how many people online crying right now because they stuck themselves in an image or a character that's not really them. Now they can't be themselves because they gotta stay that character, running around screaming shark bite, you know, or doing that weird ass food shit, doing all of that shit. Like now they stuck in that character. Every time somebody see them, they want them to perform. Shit. I want when people to see me, I want them to know that I'm speaking about enlightened shit. I was happy as hell on TikTok when they started referring to me as moon stars. I was like, yes. I mean, when y'all see me, y'all know I'm gonna drop a jewel or two. I'm gonna talk about astrology or something like that. So I was kind of happy when they said that. I'm cool with it. When you see me, look at enlightenment like that. They don't want that. They want people to look at me as a crook, a thief, some weirdo or something like that. Nah, I'm stepping out as enlightened. It's gonna happen. They know it's gonna happen. They can't stop it. They coming to the realization of that right now. They like, damn, everything we try, they come to the realization of it. They sit there and paint their narratives. They still coming to a great realization. They sitting there, they painting their narratives. They trying to paint the picture their way, but they coming to a great realization. They're like, oh shit, this dude is not playing about spirituality. Yeah. Well, we'll see. As we get closer and closer south, we'll see the level of activity that take place in Yellowstone. Closer south. We'll see. That's why I say we on the move again, people. We on the move again. Y'all make sure y'all hit that, though. Let me get a little bit. Let me get a little bit. Let me get a donation. Let me get something. Let me get a little donation. It don't have to be something major. It could be something light. It could be something slight. It could be something small. But as long as y'all supporting it, we gonna keep moving forward with it. As long as y'all hitting that CA or that, that y'all hit that green app one time, shit, we gonna keep moving forward with it. Hey, I'm telling y'all, we doing a lot with a little. They know it too. That's why they, you know what I'm saying, they know it too. Like, damn. They know it. We doing a lot with a little. In the physical, in the astro, in the just by speaking this knowledge out there, just by constantly putting it out there, we promise you we is. We is doing a lot. Whole lot of it. And for the people who are like overseas and stuff, we do have a GoFundMe set up for the collective. I think it's in the Discord somewhere, but I can't. Somebody might post it. Huh? It's getting hot in the car. Where my keys at? Oh shit! It's gonna switch the damn volume. Switch it to the car. It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. Yes, we are in the car. We are in the car. We are in the car. So I gotta put the air on. I'm telling y'all, man, greater things is happening. Y'all are part of it. We all are part of it. Atlas Family Network support. We doing, the music circulating on Spotify and all. The studios, coming through with a little bit of videos and everything like that. We doing it. We just got to get out there and get the people. Got to get out there and get the people. I'm on the road right now, dropping 7 off, but you know, y'all know how this shit go. We is not playing. We is not playing. They thought they was gonna keep us. Yo, we hit the Uno reverse on them. Yo, listen, I want y'all to know that we hit a Uno reverse on they ass so fucking. Oh man, I can't wait till y'all see this, how this about to play out. The shit took place. I can't wait till y'all see how it plays out. But man, we hit the Uno reverse on their ass. They thought they was gonna get us. They tried to hit us with a draw 2 and a draw 4. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. We hit that motherfucker Uno reverse on their ass and changed the color. You hear me? We hit that motherfucker Uno reverse on their ass and changed the color. You hear me? Did not ass end up in lockup. His pages is down. His pages is down right now. And we still in those shit. And we is. Hey, shout out the replay game. Replay game. We don't care. Fuck it. We in this shit by ourselves. Atlas Family all the way. Fuck them. Whoever it is. We don't give a fuck who it might be. Dox us. Put our information out there. We don't give a fuck who it might be. We stand in this shit strong. Atlas Family all the way. We by ourselves. Fuck it. We don't need the support of other content creators. We could shout out to AT2, but fuck that. We in this shit by ourselves. If you rock with the truth, if you rock with us, then we rock with you. That's it. Like, fuck that. We'll show y'all how to, you know what I mean? We'll show y'all how to do it. We don't need no allies. You know, and we allies by ourselves. You know, Atlas family. We is our own allies. Hey, Sister Wise, we got this. Y'all hear me? Hey, shout out to everybody that pushed out positive energy on the situation. You know what I mean? Refused to indulge in the negatives and pushed out the positive energy with, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that kept their, you know, that knew we was going to see ourselves through, that knew we was, shout out to all y'all, you know what I'm saying? All y'all make this shit possible, you know? All y'all make this shit possible. Make this shit possible. That's why I tell y'all, like, just put y'all mind in favor of me. That's all y'all got to do is put y'all mind. If it's a court being held and y'all the judges, just put y'all mind in favor of me. Mind in favor of you. Ain't got to tell nobody out loud. You ain't got to speak it out loud. Just put your mind in favor of me. Just want me to win. Just want me to win and watch how the universe chip in. You know, just want me to win and watch how the universe chip in. They can't stop me if y'all want me to win. You hear me? If the collective want me to win, they can't stop me. And we just a small collective right now. But if the collective want me to win, they can't stop me. That's why I say it's a we thing. You see they going out there, yeah, I want his followers. Introduce me to your followers. They want the collective. Listen to me. You just as important in this shit as me. You know what I mean? Yes, I might be the individual body that we moving the energy around in and going places in, but you in this shit, you living through me vicariously. Did I say that word right? Vicariously. You know what I'm saying? Did I say it right? You living through me vicariously. Say that word right? I hope I said that word right. You know. You living through me vicariously. And I said, what's up? Oh, you gotta brush your teeth? Yeah, don't talk to me until you brush your teeth. Run around with that hot mouth. That motherfucker got heat to it. That thing got heat to it. Got heat to it. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta live through me vicariously. You know? That's why I say just put favor, you know what I'm saying? Just put your favor in me. Put your favor in I. We gonna make it. We gonna make it. I promise you we gonna make it. You know why? Because they can't stop us. Even if they stopped us, you know? They can't stop us. Even if they stopped us. I'm on it. I'm so on it. However you want it. Do it tonight, ho, and all night, ho. I switch that beast to maestro. You fucking right, ho. I might go crazy on the nigga. I don't give a motherfucker. Run up in a nigga's house and shoot his grandmother up. What? I don't give a motherfucker. Get your baby kidnapped and your baby motherfucker. It's the Carter 3 bit. I don't put the nigga up. How they grow, I throw it up like I'm trying to lose my gut. However, if not now, then never. Don't you ever fix your lips unless you about to suck my bitch. Swallow my pride. Taste my thoughts. And if it's too nasty, spit it back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, YouTube. I know that was a little bit too much. My fault, YouTube. My apologies. I apologize. But yeah, that's why I'm telling y'all, man. Look, great things is happening. They can't stop the shit from happening. They know that great things is happening. They know we moving towards a greater, like, that's why I say, that's why they come at the support. You get what I'm saying? Y'all got to understand this. That's why they are coming at the support of this. Do y'all get what I'm saying? That's why they coming at the support team. Do y'all get what I'm saying? They coming at the support team for a reason. It ain't me. It ain't me, YouTube. It's the support. They like, where's he getting this support from? Well, I know he's getting help somewhere. Someone's helping him. They don't realize that this is coming from me. They don't realize that I'm a heavy thinker. So they thinking, listen, Come on, man. You had people that man started saying that people was contacting him on the internet, sending him videos and stuff. Do you hear me? And I don't know how long, salutations. Uh, I don't know how long he's been going through whatever he's going through, but y'all gonna watch how that situation unfold, and y'all gonna be like, wow, wow, I can't believe it, wow. I'm telling you, y'all gonna be like, wow, I can't fucking believe this shit. This shit is crazy. I'm telling you. Trying to tell you. Trying to tell you. That's why I just listen, man. I don't like bullshit, so I really be trying to just find people that is of peace. You know, you find a lot of people and you can put them at ease, right? I put a lot of people at ease, right? I put a lot of people at ease with inside, their self, I eased a lot of people's minds when it comes to this world, right? I eased a lot of people's minds when it comes to this world as far as trying to help out the collective, so on and so forth, right? I did all of that. But here's the catch. Here's the catch, right? Some people are not willing to do that for you. Does that make sense? Some people are not willing to do that for you. Some people are not willing to put your mind at ease, keep you at peace, allow you to be, at a oneness with yourself. They're not willing to do that. People ain't willing to do that. You hear me? I'll be more focused on peace than anything. Listen, all that other stuff, keep it. Keep it. All that other stuff, you could keep it. The madness, the corruption, keep it. Keep it. Keep it. Some of y'all don't know how to be at ease. And that's the truth. Some of y'all don't know how to be at ease. Some of y'all don't know how to be at peace with yourself, with others. You know? I found a way to have peace with inside myself. And it don't come with money. You know what I mean? It don't come with time. It just comes with a level of understanding. Damn, I gotta vacuum this car out today. Oh, I gotta get some more shit out of here. First, I gotta get some more shit out of here. That's the trade-off. That's why I just try to reach for understanding. I just try to reach for understanding. I know it's a lot of people that's going to combat my level of understanding or how I want to perceive this world. I know it's a lot of people that's going to be argumentative in a state, but like I just know, within, as long as I just keep on striving for different variations of it, I know I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right. I look to understand people. I want to try to, breach language barriers. I want to start looking to that, to study certain languages so I can speak, 3 different languages or 5 different languages fluently. I want to start bringing myself to that level of peace. That level of understanding where I can like breach certain barriers, get somebody that speak different variations of languages, however, listen. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. trying to tell y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, get your mind. These, it's so much to learn in this world. When you get your mind sparking on other stuff, you get your mind turning on other things. It's like it just starts unlocking windows and doors and dimensions in your mind. You're just like, oh, oh, oh. It just, I'm telling you, it's a certain level of enlightenment that you just like thrive on. Your body of it. It's like almost getting fed from the sun. You know, you start looking for knowledge and wisdom. You like, the sun starts eating that stuff up when you start, journeying for knowledge and wisdom. It's like a chemical inside your brain, and the sun starts like, like nurturing it or something. I can explain it better, but I'm just saying, great things, my baby. Great things is happening, my baby. We moving towards those great things. Moving towards those great things that's happening. Trying to tell you, moving towards them. And I'm loving it. That's how I know. That's how I know people is listening and trying to intervene in some of the things that we doing. Cause listen, there should be no reason why people hating on us, but they're hating on us. So if they're hating on us, then that means we gotta be doing something worth hating on, right? If they hating on us, then we gotta be doing something worth hating on, right? So that's how I know we doing the right stuff, because we ain't sitting there trying to, tear nobody down. We ain't sitting there being negative, We embrace knowledge. So how is it that we gotta keep on, going back and forth with people? How is that? How is that possible? That shouldn't be. That should not be. So that right there says a lot. To me, that right there says a lot. Understanding, yes. High levels of it. High levels of wisdom. To have understanding is great. I'm about to. Okay. Now y'all want to be hungry. No, I'm joking. Now y'all want to act hungry. Fuck. Y'all don't need to eat. Y'all baby's kids. Y'all multiply. That gotta go in the trash. When you get out, take that over there to the trash can.
I was gonna say I can bring that to the trash can.
Huh?
I was gonna say I can take it to the trash when I get out.
Yeah.
I woke up at like 5 or 6 originally, and then I'm thinking it's like too early, so I go back to sleep. It felt like I slept like 7 or 8 more hours, because I wake up again, and instead of feeling like it's like early in the morning, it feels like it's probably about to turn nighttime outside.
What time did you get up?
Around like 10, 8. I want to say 10:08 or 10. Yeah, I want to say 10:08.
Spaghetti. Oh, baby, grab both of them pans. And let's pretend the floor was ours. You say you don't use your hands. Don't worry about it. We just want to step. Agent too fast. Don't be afraid to turn it on slow. Man, I'm trying to tell y'all, greater things is happening. People running around trying to put us in fear of this, fear of that. Listen to me. Life is about to hit us with something so wonderful. You hear us? I'm feeling like this week we might hit the lottery. Everybody go out and just play the lottery. Oh yeah, I forgot. I do gotta play some tickets. I forgot I gotta play some tickets. Alright, I gotta get ready to go to the store to get them some food so they can cook and eat. I'll be back on later. Love is love. Remember, if nobody told y'all that they love y'all today, let me be the first but not the last to tell you I love you. Remember, one's image of oneself should be greater than reality. Be great. Be great. Everything that you do, put a little greatness in it today. Anything that you do, put a little greatness in it. Yeah, it gives them purpose. It gives them a sense of, it's okay. Let them continue to create, their false notions, false narratives, false, let them do what they do. The reality of it is when you find peace, you don't let nobody disturb. And when you find yourself, you don't let nobody lose yourself. You know what I'm saying? Let you lose yourself again. So when you find yourself, don't let nobody lose yourself. And when you find peace, don't let people disturb it. If their waters are rocky, if they shaking their waters, don't let their waters become your waters. Love is love.